First of 1,000 Autumns has arrived, and with it a conclusion to this multi-year-long Sui storyline. We started an ancient forge with Nyan, and our fish then wondered who was real with Dusk. Tried to and failed to outdrink Ling in Invitation to Wine. Showed no fear on the wall of Yumen when a catastrophe bared down on them. Revealed that fish really do thrive no matter how dirty water is with Shu. Jumped into the kitchen with you and cooked up some delicious clears, and finally, even an IS. It's been a ride, but this time we're going all out with a bang. We've got 11 stages to clear with our lovely hunters, and like normally we will clear them using each fish a max of 4 times each. So, once more into the fray, into the last good fight the Sui shall ever know. TA1 starts us off with a Skadi and Andriana clear. Skadi can almost solo this stage, but at the end she gets overrun, so Andriana is here to save her. 2 new enemies are the Drawbow, a basic ranged enemy, and the Wheeled Arms. These guys are funny because if they touch another ground enemy they're instantly defeated, but they give stats to those enemies, so while they themselves are weak, they are dangerous if they buff their friends too much. The final thing in this stage is the stamp mechanic. Stamps fall on all the boxes that are marked, damaging allied and friendly units, and lowering natural DP. In this stage they also stamp the Matters of Money stamp, which spawns friendly units that give 7 DP when entering the blue box. An easy first stage that eases us into the event. Stage 2, and we have a Skadi and Skadi ult clear. Skadi, despite her 1 block, once again comes close to soloing this stage, but needs a little bit of healing from her ult to help survive the buffed Drawbow units. Skadi ult is also here to help damage the Uproot Mountains. These guys take reduced damage from the stamps and stop stamps from activating if the boxes they are in are connected to the boxes he is standing on. They are not a problem in this stage, but their ability to deny you positive stamps could become a problem in the EX stages. TA3, and we're back to our favourite thing, a Spectre solo. And oh boy do we need that AoE damage on this stage with the new enemy, Ray's Tide. These guys stop on the first empty marked box and write a soldier stamp, that when stamped spawn 2 wheeled arms, which keep buffing all the enemies on the stage as they go on. We are nearly overrun at the end, but lucky for us you don't have to kill all these wheeled arms that spawns from the stamp to finish the stage. So we kill the last buffed Rise Tide and bounce before we could lose. TA4, and not to be outdone by Spectre, our captain has a solo as well. This stage introduces a Frost Play, a little enemy that dies if stamped, but then locks the stamp in place with a tile until you kill the tile. We can't move the stamps yet, as we have to unlock that later, but again, setting up for the EX stages and S stages, I can see them being very annoying. Other than that, a pretty easy stage, even if our captain's health does get pretty low at the end. Stage 5, and it's crazy that we're not even halfway through the event yet. In this stage we unlock the Knife, which lets us move stamps around at a cost of a whopping 20 DP, for once again a team with no vanguards. Andriana goes first, then Spectre, so Spectre can take aggro from the ranged enemies. Everything is going fine until the new enemy, Ride Tide, appears. These guys spawn a stamp that when stamped teleports a unit to it, which, you know, isn't the greatest if you're trying to conserve units. When Spectre gets teleported, our captain comes down to hold the line, as we keep moving the soldier stamps away to not let the enemies get too buffed. Stage 6, and we introduce to the worst enemy of the event, the Thief in the Clouds. What makes them the worst, you say? Well, just as the name suggests, it's an aerial enemy, stealing our stamps and flying away with them. The mountain stamps works as a nice little roadblock, even if they are weak, to slow down the enemies and give Andriana enough time to kill them. We nearly get defeated in the end, but a nicely timed stamp saves our skin as we march on into the farming stages. TA7 is a fun little stage, which introduces us to the Ribbon and the Waves, a fish-like enemy that can hide and move in the stamps. Lucky for us though, with our knife we can cut them out and insta-kill them. It's time to assert dominance and show these fish who is top fish in the pond. TA8, and it's mini-boss time. Unfortunately for our lovely Elf Chun, who has been wandering through 1,000 realms, you have wandered into an anchor, and it has determined you are just like Mio from Atto 6 months ago, all bark and no bite. We also actually have a stage where Gladio, being a hookmaster who can pull enemies, is actually useful and needed for a clear, and not just the downside we have to play around. Now, if only there were some holes we could abuse, that would make this so much better. Well, 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 ask and thou shalt receive. We've found it, a stage where our Hookmaster can do Hookmaster things, and boy is it amazing. We slowly move the soldier stamps to the other side and watch as we channel our inner Tums as everything goes into the holes. Even the Uproot Mountains, which you think would be safe, are not, as one by one they go into the holes as well. Just beautiful. Next stop, boss stage time. Boss stage, and after a bit of practice we can get it down to a captain's dance. This boss is pretty unique and I like it, and I can't wait to see what the EX and S versions of it will be in the next couple of weeks. I'll leave you with this clear and I'll see you in the outro.
The depths will devour your bones.
I'll manage them right away. Have I granted you the permission to run away, my prey?
They will cough up some useful information. The depths will devour your bones.
Watch out. The currents will pull the weak into the abyss.
This execution is not worth witnessing.
Playtime's over.
Your useless tricks will only make your death more miserable. This execution is not worth witnessing.
Who's the
This
Shit. Here we go again.
Watch out. The currents will pull the weak into the abyss.
Who takes joy in the fall?
Just a second. Then this lance will pierce your heart. Just a second. Then this lance will pierce your heart.
The depths will devour your bones. This execution is not worth witnessing.
Time's over.
Who takes joy in the fall? This execution is not worth witnessing. Who takes joy in the fall?
Have I granted you the permission to run away, my friend?
They will cough up some useful information.
Surprise! There's actually one more stage, but lucky for us it's a story stage and therefore is free. No units are needed, so we can actually skip it for this tower. And there we go, another event down. Honestly, it wasn't too bad after playing for it with a bit. Unless there's going to be some kind of future event that will hype up off these enemies and make me want to cry for hours on end, I say, in I don't know, 6 months or so's time, I can't see how these enemies are going to be too bad to deal with in the EX or S stages. If you want to look at the tower, here it is. I'll see you all next week for the EX stages and eventually the S stage streams. Have a lovely day, and bye!
Oh, in her